Hello everyone, this is Refresh, and I'm here to bring you a battle between these two Kaladesh Planeswalker decks versus the Defeat a God Challenge deck from Journey into Nyx. For this battle, we'll be using 3 hero cards, the Harvester, which will let the players tap to draw a card, then discard a card. Because I only have one of these cards, we're going to be using this card for both of the Planeswalker decks. Same with the Explorer and the Vanquisher. The Explorer says you may play an additional land on each of your turns, and the Vanquisher says your starting hand size is increased by 1, your maximum hand size is increased by 1. We'll go ahead and start on normal difficulty for our first game with 3 Rollicking Throngs, and we will draw 7 and see how it goes. Chandra draws a mountain, plains, Oval Chase Dragster. We can't keep this hand because it's all lands, so we'll mulligan back up to 7 because this is multiplayer. Chandra's second hand is a Spireside Infiltrator, Wealthfast Monitor, Mountain Flamelash, Renegade Firebrand, Stone Quarry, and Spireside Infiltrator. This is not great, but I am willing to keep this hand on the fact that it has at least 2 lands, and hopefully we can get into more with the Harvester. Nissa has Attune with Aether, Terrain Elemental Island, Thriving Turtle Forest, Terrain Elemental, and Arborback Stomper. We'll go ahead and keep this. And then for our turn 1, we'll play the Stone Quarry tapped and the Mountain over here. We'll play the Forest and the Island. We will tap the Island to play a Thriving Turtle. We'll get 2 energy. And then we'll play Attune with Aether. And we'll search for another Forest. Here's the Forest. We'll put it in our hand. We will shuffle. We'll gain 2 more energy to go to 4. And then we will pass the turn. Xenagos will play his top 2 cards, starting with a Impulsive Charge. At the beginning of combat this turn, all Revelers gain haste until end of turn and attack this combat if able, as well as a Wild Mayonnaise. It has first strike, and when Wild Mayonnaise leaves the battlefield, each player gains 3 life, will be attacked by all of the Revelers, which will do a combined total of 6 damage to take us to 14. At the end of the turn, we'll use the Harvester. Chandra will draw a Stone Quarry and will discard the Wealthfast Monitor. Nissa will draw a Riparian Tiger and will discard the Riparian Tiger. We'll untap. We'll draw. Chandra draws a Fateful Showdown. Nissa draws an Island. We'll play the Forest and the Island. Oh, we could have blocked the attack from one of the Rollicking Throngs, so we'll actually take 1 less damage to go to 15. We will play both of the Terrain Elementals. We'll play the Stone Quarry tapped. We will attack with the Thriving Turtle, and whenever it attacks, we can spend 2 energy to give it a +1/+1 counter, which we will do, and we will attack with my R1/4 into the 3/1. It deals first strike damage, but the Thriving Turtle survives, deals damage, and the Wild Mayonnaise will die. We'll gain 3 life per player to go up to 21. And then that will be the end of our turn. It will be Xenagos' turn. Xenagos will untap. We will cast the top 2 cards, the first one being Impulsive Return. Return 2 cards named Ecstatic Piper from Xenagos' graveyard to the battlefield at the beginning of combat this turn. Impulsive Return deals damage to each player equal to the number of Revelers on the battlefield. There are no Ecstatic Pipers in the graveyard. There is one Ecstatic Piper that will be played. We will be taking 8 damage from the Revelers to go to 13. And then Xenagos will attack this turn because of the Ecstatic Piper. We will choose not to block Xenagos this time, and we'll take another 6 to go to 7. And then at the end of the turn, we will use the Harvester. Chandra will draw a Chandra Pyrogenius. Nissa will draw an Island. We will discard the Island, and we will discard the Flamelash. And then we'll untap. We will draw. Chandra draws a Renegade Firebrand. Nissa draws an Island. We'll play the Island. We'll tap 3 here and play a Spireside Infiltrator. We will attack with both Terrain Elementals and the Thriving Turtle, which will consume the last 2 energy to become a 2/4 to kill 2 of the Rollicking Throngs as well as the Ecstatic Piper. When the Ecstatic Piper dies, we will gain 4 life to go back up to 11. We will tap all of the lands and play the Arborback Stomper. When it enters the battlefield, we'll gain 5 life, so we'll go up to 16. And then we'll pass the turn to Xenagos. Xenagos will untap. Xenagos will play the top 2 cards, the first one being Ecstatic Piper, and the second one being an Impulsive Charge. At the beginning of combat this turn, all Revelers gain haste this turn until end of turn and attack this combat if able. Will be attacked by Xenagos because of the Ecstatic Piper, the Rollicking Throng, and the Ecstatic Piper we will block the Rollicking Throng with the Spireside Infiltrator, and the Arborback Stomper will block the Ecstatic Piper, killing both of them. We'll take 6 damage, but we'll gain 4 life back from the Ecstatic Piper with a net of 2 damage. And then it will be our turn. We will untap. We'll draw, Chandra will draw an Ovalchase Dragster, Nissa will draw a Verdant Crescendo, but because Xenagos has no Rebels on the battlefield, we'll just attack Xenagos with the Arborback Stomper. They will trade. Xenagos will die because there are no other Revelers on the battlefield, and the Kaladesh Planeswalker decks will defeat Xenagos, and we will be back for Game 2. For Game 2, we're playing against Xenagos on hard mode with 4 Rollicking Throngs. We'll go ahead and draw 7 and hope that we don't die too quickly. Chandra draws a Snarethopter, Plains, Renegade Firebrand, Spireside Infiltrator, and Fleetwheel Cruiser. This is a pretty bad hand because we have 2 lands of all the wrong color, so we're going to ship this and reshuffle, drawing back up to 7 because this is multiplayer. Chandra has a Built to Last Stone Quarry, Chandra Pyrogenesis Built to Last, Flame Lash, Renegade Freighter, and Plains. This is not great because, again, we only have 2 lands, but at least we have lands of the colors that we need, so we're going to go ahead and keep this and hope that we draw more lands. Nissa has the Longtusk Cub, Verdant Crescendo, Artifact Stomper, Island, Appetite for the Unnatural, Attune with Aether, and Forest. We're going to go ahead and keep this on the strength of Attune with Aether. And we'll start by playing the Stone Quarry and the Plains, as well as the Island and the Forest. We'll go ahead and play Attune with Aether right away, searching for another Forest. Put that into our hand. We'll shuffle. We'll gain 2 energy from the Attune with Aether, and then we will end the turn. We'll give it to Xenagos. Xenagos will play the topmost card, which is an Ecstatic Piper. Xenagos will attack this turn, and then we'll take 8 damage from Xenagos' strike. So we're going to be going to 12. Xenagos will attack, taking us to 6. And then we will use the Harvester. Chandra will draw a Plains and will discard Built to Last. Nissa will draw an Attune with Aether, and we'll discard the Appetite for the Unnatural. We'll untap. Chandra will draw a Stone Quarry. Nissa will draw a Guardian of the Great Conduit. We will play a Forest. We'll tap that Forest to play Attune with Aether. We'll search for an Island. We will put that in our hand. We'll shuffle. We'll play the Island as the second land of the turn, and then we will tap the Forest and the Island. We'll also get 2 energy. We'll play the Long-Tusked Cub. We'll play the Plains and the Stone Quarry tapped, and we'll tap them all and play a Renegade Freighter. And then we'll pass the turn to Xenagos. Xenagos will untap. We'll cast the top 2 cards. The first one being Xenagos' Scorn. Xenagos Ascendant gains trample until end of turn and attacks his turn if able. And then we'll play a Serpent Dancers. It has Death Touch when it leaves the battlefield. Each player draws a card. Xenagos will attack. We have to block lest we die. We will block with the Long-Tusked Cub. That will take us down to 2. And then we are going to use the Harvester. Chandra will draw a Plains. Nissa will draw a Forest. We will discard the Guardian of the Great Conduit, and we will discard the Built to Last. We'll untap. Chandra will draw a Sky Skiff. Nissa will draw a Island. We'll go ahead and play the Forest and the Island, and we'll play the Plains. We're going to tap everything here and play the Flame Lash to kill the Serpent Dancers, which will get each player a card. Chandra draws a Mountain, and Nissa draws a Janjit Sentry. We'll play the Mountain as well, and we'll tap both. We'll play the Sky Skiff. We'll tap 5 mana here, and play the Arborback Stomper, which will get us 3 life to go back up to 5. It'll be Xenagos' turn. Xenagos will untap. Xenagos will cast the top 2 cards. The first one being Impulsive Return. Return 2 cards named Ecstatic Piper from Xenagos' graveyard to the battlefield. At the beginning of combat this turn, Impulsive Return deals damage to each player equal to the number of Revelers on the battlefield. There are no Ecstatic Pipers, but we will be taking 10 damage when it is the beginning of combat. Xenagos will also cast an Ecstatic Piper, and so Xenagos will attack. But before Xenagos even attacks, we'll be taking 12 damage, and we will perish at the hands of Xenagos. We have been defeated by the god. The second game was quite brutal. Let me know what you think about this game in the comments below. Let me know if you saw any misplays or if I had any rules incorrect. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you'd like to see more such videos, hit subscribe. This is the end for the Kaladesh Planeswalker decks in my series, and I will be back with probably the Aether Revolt Planeswalker decks next. But until then, this was Refresh. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.